What's up, my PT peeps? One Eye Bri back to talk about The Walking Dead and do a discussion about Carl Grimes. Will he be around for a while? Spoiler warning if you don't want to know anything about Carl, the comics, stuff going forward to Season 7 and beyond. Spoiler warning about Carl Grimes and Chandler Riggs on the show, so stop watching now if you don't want to know. Now, about a week ago, Chandler Riggs' father, William Riggs, posted a picture of himself and his son and said this: 7-year contract completed. Grateful to AMC, cast and crew, the Walking Dead fan base, and especially Chandler for always being 100% dedicated. Whether it was getting up at 4 a.m., working in the freezing cold past 2 a.m., leaving his friends and carefree kidum behind, scrambling to make up missed schoolwork, he has done it without complaint and always made me proud and amazed to be his dad. Hashtag freedom, hashtag The Walking Dead. Now, I didn't make of it anything besides he's just proud of his son. And they stopped filming Season 7. They finished about a week ago. I think it was November 18th. They wrapped up Season 7, and there's the picture of William and Chandler. And the big thing about it was people were making a big deal of it. But also, he got into Auburn University. That's not in the quote there. But people are thinking, oh, he's going to go to college and he's going to quit the show. I don't think so at all. He could do both. He could not go to Auburn, like I said in the other video. He could just be accepted, work part-time in school, part-time, whatever. You know, he could do it. He could do the show and that. But his mother wrote a couple of different things. But if you look at a little further into Instagram, you can find an answer on his mother, Gina Riggs' personal account. In a Walking Dead related post, users have been asking her about the rumors in the comments. She addresses it head-on with the following comment: "Don't overanalyze. His 7-year contract is up. That's all he was saying, nothing else. Pretty big accomplishment for a child actor and for the parent who had to quit his job for this child to be able to follow his dream." So Gina Riggs. Well, first I want to say is she is pretty damn hot. That's what everybody sees the first time you see her. I've seen her at conventions and things like that too when Chandler has been there, and she is a very beautiful woman. But she's also probably the boss, and I'm going to listen to Gina Riggs, what she says about Chandler. And William was probably just putting a quote out there like, yeah, we're finally done. We wrapped up Season 7. 7 years are done. Now we get to relax a little bit before they got to start filming again next year. He probably also renewed a contract, but we'll talk about that in a different video. In other words, Mrs. Riggs says we're looking too much into this. This simply means that Chandler's original 7-year contract has been fulfilled, and his father is very proud of him for it. The freedom hashtag likely refers to Mr. Riggs himself being free to do other things as he no longer has to chaperone his son on set. And Chandler is now free to negotiate a new contract for the show as an adult, just like the other actors, which hopefully is a big payday for him. Chandler's been there forever. He's been there since the very beginning. He's one of the Atlanta 4 that we have left on the show. Hopefully he's rewarded handsomely as being a vested member of the cast. But look how little he was there to there he is there at 17. I think he's been on the show where he's been like 9 or 10 years old. So he's been on the show for 7 years. That's crazy to think that. So Carl fans, breathe easier. Truth is, The Walking Dead doesn't shoot year-round, and his college is within driving distance to the set. It's doable to balance filming the show and taking classes. So there's just no reason to believe he'll walk away from being one of the most important characters on the #1 show on television. Also, we don't know if he's going to Auburn. He just was accepted. So we'll have to see how it plays out with Chandler. But Carl, Enid, Carnid, Earl, whatever you want to call their romantic relationship, it's about to start as in Season 7, Episode 5. Enid is not a replacement for Lydia. For those who know Lydia, she's a replacement for Sophia in the comics because Sophia is not on the show. But Carl and Lydia, there's Lydia on the cover, have a big connection down the road and storyline. And so that should happen. It's highly likely to happen on the show if and when the Whispers come to the show. I can just imagine a matter of time for that. I would assume Season 9-ish, around there, probably when the Whispers come. But Carl and Lydia, that's a different thing. It'll probably throw a little hiccup in there if Enid's still around, but we'll see how it plays out and what they decide to do on the show, because remember, the show is the show and the comic is the show and the comic is the comic, so they do things to kind of mix it up a little bit. But Carl is, he's a big character in the comics and should be in the show, and Chandler, they got to give him some more storyline, and I think they're going to start doing that with the whole Carl and Negan thing that we'll see in probably Season 7, Episode 7. Jesus being there might cloud it a little bit and take away his thunder a little bit there, but I think overall Chandler needs to be getting more screen time, more script time, and more stuff devoted to the character to build it up, because he has a fan base. He's got the teenage fan base, and that's kind of his biggest and best fan base, the younger people who watch the show. But Carl is a bigger part in the comic that I think can develop into the show for it. And the season 7 is kind of dwindling in viewers. It'll come back around once they start building it up and have the survivors win a little bit. But our Coral Reef, I never get tired of that picture there. But Carl, Chandler Riggs should be on the show for a long, long time. If I was Chandler Riggs, I would want to be Carl Grimes forever until the show is gone. I would want to be, on this iconic show forever. And as what we do know is that he is in all of season 7. This is him filming season 7, episode 16, the finale. Don't know what the storyline is here, but he's with Enid and Diane from the Spoiling Dead fans. So he will be around for all of season 7, and I would think into season 8, just because that just makes sense. He's come a long way. And if I was, this is a chance of a lifetime. You can do both. You can do college. You can wait on college. You can do everything. Like I said, just because he got accepted doesn't mean he's going to do it. He might do part-time. He might do whatever. But either the sky's the limit to Chandler Riggs. He's a good kid. He's a good guy overall. So I wish the best for him. And there you go, guys. I think he'll be around for a long, long time. Like, share, subscribe. Subscribe today to get more videos. You guys are awesome. And thank you for watching.